Good morning, Year 4. It's Friday the 22nd of January. This is a maths lesson for my group. What are we going to be doing today? We're going to be writing mixed numbers and improper fractions. Okay, but what I want to start with today, first of all, is just looking at the problem I left for you yesterday. This problem here, it was one of those always, sometimes or never problems. Let's see what Alex says. She says, if I split a shape into 4 parts, I have split it into quarters. Explain your answer. Well, I have a shape here and I have split it into 4 parts and they look like quarters. That's correct. I have a shape here and I have split it into 4 parts and again, they look like quarters. One of the things Alex is missing here is something very important with fractions. It's not just about parts, children. Fractions are always in equal parts. These 4 pieces of cake are 4 equal parts. These 4 pieces are 4 equal parts. So there, that's showing that it is true. However, if we look at my diagram down here, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts again. But if you look at the diagram, they aren't equal parts. This bit at the bottom here, this 4th section, is much bigger than this one and this one and this one. So yes, it's in 4 parts, but it is not in quarters because they are not in equal parts. So is our statement always true, sometimes true, or never true? Well, we've shown that it can be true there, and we've shown that sometimes it's not true here. So our answer is it's sometimes true, because she hasn't said equal parts there. Okay, that was yesterday's lesson. Let's look at some vocabulary, some words that you are going to be needing in this maths lesson today. We've already talked about mixed numbers. Remember, a mixed number is a whole number and a fraction written together, 1 1/4, a mixed number. A fraction looks like this. We have 2 parts to the fraction. We have a numerator, which is the one on the top, and the denominator, which is the one on the bottom. I always remember denominator because it starts with a D for meaning the same as down, the one that is at the downstairs of the fraction, down, denominator. So that's a fraction. When we look at an improper fraction, we look at it, it looks like this, and we have our numerator and denominator again. And you can see that actually with a real fraction here, our numerator is always much smaller than our denominator. With this one here, with an improper fraction, we find our numerator is larger than our denominator, and that's what makes it improper fraction. Okay, remember those key words, children. Let's have a look at our shapes. Okay. This first one here, we're going to think about writing it as a mixed number first of all. What have we got? Well, we've got a whole and we've got another half. They're all in halves. So we can say we've got 1 whole, there's our 1 whole, and another half, 1 1/2. We can also write that as an improper fraction, just with all the fractions together. How many halves have we got? Well, we've got 3 halves, and you can see there's our numerator larger than our denominator. We've still got 1 1/2, but we've got 3 halves. Let's look at this one. This one's a bit trickier. We'll jump straight away to a difficult one because I think you'll find this okay. What have we got? Well, we've got, these are in quarters because they're in 4 equal parts. Yeah, we've got 1 whole there, we've got 1 whole there, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 quarters. So if we were writing a mixed number, we would write 2 wholes and 3 quarters. Now we have to write that as an improper fraction. Well, we're going to write them as quarters because that's what they are. They're all in quarters. How many quarters have we got? Well, we know we've got 4 there because it's a whole. We know we've got 4 there, and we know we've got 3 there. And all we need to do to write the improper fraction is to put all those together. So 4, that would be 8, 9, 10, 11 quarters is the same as 2 wholes and 3 quarters. That's tricky. Let's have a look at our thirds. What have I got here? Well, I know it's in thirds because I've got 3 equal parts in my whole, and then I've got 2 more thirds over there. So if I was writing a mixed number, I would write 1 whole. There's my 1 whole. And then how many thirds have I got? I've got 2 thirds. You have a go now. If I had to write that all as thirds, how many thirds would I have all together? Have a little think. Pause the video if you need to. That's absolutely right. You've got 3 thirds there and 2 more there. So in total, as an improper fraction, we have 5 thirds. Okay, and the last one we're going to look at is this one here with fifths. How do I know it's fifths? Well, I've got 5 equal parts making my whole. And then I've got some more fifths here as well. Okay, so if I was to write it as a mixed number, I would have 1 whole and 1, 2, 3, 4 fifths. And that is going to be the same. You have a think now, how many fifths have I got for my improper fraction? Well, you know you've got 5 there, and then you've got these over here. Add them together in your head, what do you get? That's absolutely right. You should have 9 fifths. Okay. Now, your task on teams looks like this over here. You have to write the improper fraction and the mixed number for each of these pictures. I hope that's okay, children. See you next time. Goodbye.